and gentlemen, everything that we have been working towards this weekend, all the anticipation, all the hype leads to this evening for the Dirt Cup finale in 2023. 40 laps for $62,000 in a full pit area with some of the toughest competition the West Coast has seen in the 410 division. We're ready to go. We're rolling off from 8th, so 4th row outside. We had 2 strong prelim nights. We ran up front in the A-main event. We showed good speed all night, and we got our car balanced. So I'm excited. You can see the AT&T just right over here sitting this direction. We're gonna walk up to the track, check out the racing surface, and things will be getting underway shortly. They're just finishing the last touches on the racetrack. They're hoping obviously to give us the best surface they can so we can put on a show for 40 laps. Now the difference between today and the rest is all the good guys are up front, because the more points you gain, the faster you were, the farther up front you start. Everybody that has speed and is a name in racing out this way is in these first couple of rows. That's where it's gonna get intense. And you can feel it right now. You can feel it in the pit area. I feel it in myself. Like, this is just such a big deal. Dirt Cup only happens once a year. You don't get many opportunities to race for this much money all the way through the field. It's gonna be a heck of a deal, and we're gonna give it our best shot. So you can see they're just filling up the surface. A little bit cloudy, a little bit overcast. If I have it my way, if this thing can just be slick with, you know, maybe a small curb or just something to lean on up here almost to the fence, and then, you know, a solid lane of grip on the bottom for us just to race, slide each other, move around, and change throughout the course of the A-main event. We're gonna have to see what we get, and we're gonna have to be on it. We have 1 hot lap session to shake down our car before we get into the finale, but other than that, that's all we have on tap for this 3rd day of Dirt Cup 2023. One job to finish off tonight. All the hard part is over. We're in position to do it. So obviously a part failure caused us to crash there in hot laps. Immediately other drivers and crews jumped in along with our guys to start fixing the car. Had to replace the front axle. Luckily the rear end was, you know, close enough so we didn't have to make too many changes there. The only difficulty was the motor plate was bent because of where I hit. So it was tough to see if it was exactly square, but it was one of those situations where the Jacobs ladder was free, the ball was free. We also turned the torque tube 90 degrees in case it was bent, and just put it all back together, put it on the ground, and that's what we were gonna race. So a lot of people pitched in. We also did our due diligence, checking literally everything on the car to make sure nothing got missed. We just thought that we had a part failure up in the front axle, but as we got everything almost ready to go for the A-main event, we actually found out what the real issue was that caused us to hit the fence. So when I came in originally, we checked the steering box, because usually when you have an issue with steering, that can be, you know, one of the first possibilities. We cycled it through. It seemed okay. There was no spots of concern. But then once we actually got the car on the ground, we noticed a tight spot and an issue, and clearly the steering box is what went out and caused us to crash. So as they were calling us for staging for the A-main event, what you're watching right now, cars are getting ready to push up to staging for the 40-lap, $62,000 twin race. We are frantically changing a steering box, just trying to give ourselves a chance to get out there and race. Good luck, boys.
The outside of row number 4. Tanner Holmes from ATT from Jacksonville, Oregon. Tanner Holmes!
Okay, well, we made it in the seat. What a scramble. We just had the last half hour to piece this thing back together, make sure everything was fixed, and I can't say enough about everyone that pitched in, not just our team and all the teams, but at the end of the day, dirt cup down, we're in the seat, getting strapped in, gotta focus for 40 laps. So everything that just happened is behind us. It doesn't exist, it didn't happen, and we just gotta try to go run a good race. First, I gotta make sure my car feels okay when I fire up and everything's good, and then from there, take the green flag and go. So see what we can make happen. We're still rolling off from 8th in a good position, and like I said, just got to put that behind us and keep our eyes focused forward.
Some noise. The drivers salute to you. The field for the 51st annual Jam Lake Memorial Dirt Cup at Skagit Speedway.
What a night. Started 8th, came home 5th. You know, I'm not sure the rest of the field, but as far as the guys that started up front, majority of them stayed there. So it wasn't like anybody came way through the field. We just kind of ran a good race, used restarts to our advantage, threw a couple sliders, was aggressive at the right times, and you know, moved into 7th early, then creeped into 6th, then creeped into 5th, and there at the end, I think if I could have got through the bottom of 1 and 2 the one time, or just in general, I was close enough to Selzy to maybe make a move. I just showed my nose, and then he was able to block, and I got fouled up at the end. But to cap off the whole race, like, car was great, I ran hard, we left nothing on the table for what we had. I mean, we literally rolled out to this race late, didn't even have a chance. I mean, we were just on our basic setup, but not even had a chance to think about anything because we had all that chaos, and my team pulled through, and we just ran top 5 at the Dirt Cup. So 40 cars. I think the top was Justin Sanders, Zeb Wise, Dominic Selzy was in front of us, and Corey Day. No slouches there or behind. You can even see this hurt us at the end. We started flying the nose, and just a rock, I think, killed the wicker. It looks so small, but believe me, that lifted up the front real bad down the straightaways. Man, I mean, it's not a win or anything like that. It wasn't even a podium, but this is a big race, and like I said, finally all the fast guys were up front compared to how we ran the 2 nights before, where they were all behind us with the inverts, and we held with them and we ran good. So I feel like that almost feels better than how those other 2 went, just because, you know, we were legitimately up against all the best West Coast 410 guys, and for most of the race, I feel like, or at least at the end, you could throw a blanket over us through traffic. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, just got everything loaded up. We're about to head back home to Southern Oregon, and I feel like I can breathe. Tonight was chaos, but the trip in general was just chaos, and you know, I feel like it's all kind of hitting me. Our results, our speed, how we ran in the top 10 every single night. We improved in every single category, and we just ran 5th at Super Dirt Cup, and the guys ahead of us, of course, are stout, and we were right there with them. And then just tonight, which we didn't even really get a chance to chat about, like, just chaos. Went out and hot lapped. What we believe happened, now that we've had a chance to diagnose, lost the steering box in hot laps, smoked the fence, damaged the whole front end, damaged the rear end. The car was in shambles. Got it all back together. We didn't really think it was the steering box at first, but it seemed okay when we cycled it. Then we found that there was a tight spot, there was an issue, and this is like right as they're getting ready to call the A to staging. So thrashed, late to the track, changed the box in time for, you know, just for driver intros and to push off, and then went out there and started 8th and raced really, really hard and came home 5th. So nothing to complain about. The car, I mean, it's tweaked, unfortunately. The motor plate's bent. It squared up okay. The arms aren't in the right spot. The ladder was free and the ball was free, so we basically just got those to where it could sit on the ground and put our setup in it and just went and drove the hell out of it. That's really the only way I can describe it. It wasn't perfect, but like I said, our team never gives up and we keep after it. So I feel like that was cool. I definitely didn't have time to think about nothing. We just got in the car, made it out just in time, stood on the gas, and ran the hardest 40 laps that we could, and we were right there behind the 4 cars ahead of us. Big thank you to my entire crew. This weekend I had a friend of mine named Chris. He was helping crew chief my car, so that was a big deal, and I think helped us get to the next level. So it was awesome having Chris on board. We also had Skylar, my crew guy, and my sister Carly. Those, between the 4 of us, we were really working our tails off, and then also my dad was contributing and the rest of my family. And then we got so many great partners. You got Shane DeWald Trucking, RTR Diesel Performance, Lafarge, Next Gen Carson, ABC Powder Coating, Pit Stop USA, Canopy Country, Earth It Environmental, Fast 4 Media. We also have Landon Transport, D-Ray Designs, Full Send Racing, Veenendahl Trucking. There's just so many great people that contribute to this team, just like you fans do, and you're a big part of it through merchandise and supporting the channel and coming to the races and watching the AT&T go around. Like, I really just feel so thankful and blessed to get to do what I get to do. So top 5 at Super Dirt Cup, headed back home. Dad's about to pull the rig out, and once we get home, we're gonna get to work because we got cars to tear apart, equipment to get in order. Carly's car's got to get finished, and we're gonna be full speed ahead through the rest of summer 2023. Deuces.